This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Bill Haney once again. Bill, it's been about a week and a half since we last saw each other. How have you been doing since?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're winding up an amazing training camp. I mean, you know, that's a cliche statement, but you know, Devin is maturing. He's 22, and you know, he's shown every bit of class that he has, and in terms of just dealing with the coaching, dealing with you know, us getting on top of him. You know what I mean? His eating regimen, and so it's just been an amazing camp.
I've only ever seen Devin train once. That's obviously about 10 days ago. I saw him spar as well. What is he like during camp? Is he somebody who sponges absolutely every last little bit of drop of information? Is he a bit cooler, more relaxed? What is he like?
Well, that's what I said about him. He's a mature 22-year-old. He's a phenom in the sense of that he knows what he wants to do. You know what I mean? When he wants to do it, but to accept the critique, the criticism from us as coaches. You know what I mean? And in terms of introducing new things to him. You know what I mean? He's just a class act when dealing with those kind of things. You know, it's a pleasure being his trainer.
Your son is a big favourite heading into Saturday night with the bookies. Is that a surprise to you, given the past accomplishments of Jorge Linares?
Well, I know that at this level, you know, everyone stands a puncher's chance, you know, especially with Jorge Linares. So I don't pay attention too much to the odds, you know what I mean? But I know that Devin, from a skill set standpoint, he possesses every skill that's better than Jorge Linares. I know Jorge Linares is coming to say that I've heard on numerous interviews now, he's saying that he's an experienced fighter. And you know what I mean? One thing that I know, his experience will let him know that he's not better than Devin in anything. And whether it be in a jab, whether it be in foot speed, whether it's hand speed, whether it's ring IQ, he possesses nothing that's better than him but age. You know what I mean? And we'll on Saturday night, we'll show the world that that doesn't play a factor in our program.
Jorge said to me earlier on that he's changed up his training, he's adjusted things, obviously worked towards this bout with Devin. One thing in particular he mentioned was his stamina. He feels like he's a lot fitter now. Is this a fight which you feel will go the distance, or is that something that you're preparing for?
Well, I mean, I just think that if he was the experienced fighter that he was, or that he claims to be, he wouldn't have to adjust to do anything. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's double-ended statements, or you know what I mean, open-ended statements, or conflicting statements, or whatever. You know, in the sense of that, you know, he's assessing Devin when he's saying that he has everything already, right? So it wouldn't need any assessment. He would have to just get in the ring and do what he normally does. But I mean, I sense fear in him. I sense uncertainty, and we're going to show the world on Saturday night how many levels ahead of Devin is than he is.
Where, in your opinion, does a victory against Jorge Linares leave your son in the current lightweight rankings? Would you say it puts him above Teofimo and what he's previously accomplished, or on a par, just below? Where would you say it would leave him?
Well, I mean, you know, those are all great fights. You know what I mean? Those are all great fights that we want to make happen. You know what I mean? And until we can make the fights happen, until they actually sign the contract, then you know what I mean. There's no necessarily reason for me to judge them in terms of, you know, who's better. You know, 1A, 1B, 1C, or so on or so forth. You know, I know that Devin has did everything to deserve an opportunity for those fights. You know what I mean? And come Saturday night, after we handle our business, we'll be available.
I do want to ask you about Teofimo, because I saw him yesterday and he had a couple of things to say about Devin. One thing was he sees him as a paper champion, basically, a plastic champion. Just your thoughts on those comments first.
I see Teofimo and his father as clowns, phonies, frauds, you know what I mean, anything and everything that should not be happening in boxing, right? I mean, everything that they say is contradictory, right? Everyone knows, you know, that they want, the people want to see Teofimo and Devin fight, right? They say everything else different. Everything, you know, and they try to piss on the people's heads and tell them that it's rain. And I'm sure that people don't like piss on top of their heads. They want to see the fight, right? And the people that are scared for Teofimo, right? The fans that are truly don't want to see Teofimo lose, then they take that same approach. They use those same sound bites from him. But for the true hardcore fans that pay their money, why wouldn't they want to see the fight between Devin and Teo? They both have two different styles, two different skill sets that they bring to the ring. So why wouldn't it be entertaining? You know, but the Teofimo Senior and Junior, They say everything. They say everything else, you know, which is very insulting to not just us, but also to the boxing community.
Do you believe your son and Teofimo Lopez will meet in a ring at some point?
I mean, it's been up to them. It's been up to them. They've chosen every road other than sitting down like gentlemen, like businessmen, and talking. They sat down with the Cambosos team, even though Bob Arum said that they colluded in doing so. But then they've, out of whatever spite or whatever it is, they've said different stories, right? They've said Devin has sparred against him and Teofimo got the best of him, when clearly you go back to barbershop conversations and you type in Teofimo and Devin Haney, and you'll see the energy that Teofimo had after that. You'll see that where Devin told him then that he wanted to fight. We were available to fight Teofimo in the WBC tournament that Teofimo got out of. So, I mean, you know, it's not hard to read into it.
Just one other thing I want to get your thoughts on. Obviously, Ben Davison, Ben Davison working with you guys this weekend. He was in the corner for Josh Taylor in his undisputed victory against Jose Ramirez this past weekend. What did you make of Josh's win?
Oh, that was a hell of a fight, a hell of a performance, both from, you know, Josh Taylor and, you know, the whole team, Ben Davison team and everything, preparing them, getting them ready. A lot of the things that happened in the fight, I talked to Ben prior to the fight, and it happened just the way he said it. So, you know what I mean? That's why I have to give a shout out to him and what he brought to the table to Josh to go in and execute.
Is there anything that we saw in Josh's performance that you guys have been working on with Devin that Ben's looked to integrate into however he spent his time training with you guys?
You have to see that on Saturday night.
I have to try, brother. I have to try. Right, I'm going to leave a final word to yourself before I let you go. For everyone around the world who will tune in and watch your son versus Jorge Linares come Saturday night, what should they be in store for? Why should they watch?
Oh, I mean, you're going to see a fighter that possesses everything, possesses everything in the arsenal. He has a complete toolbox, right? And you'll see him make every adjustment needed to make Jorge Linares not only lose, but look bad losing, right? We plan on putting on a clinic on him. So you get a chance to see. You'll get a chance to see that Devin is classes above him in the skill set. And if Jorge Linares comes and he doesn't hold and grab, he'll go to sleep.
Bill, I appreciate your time as always. Best of luck with the rest of this week. And of course on Fight Night. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you, brother.